Club boys. Today we thought we'd do a little trial stream. This will be our first uh, edited. So we're going to live stream to YouTube. Then we're going to copy the video file, delete the live stream, put it in Final Cut Pro, and make something of it. How do you feel about that, Tim?
I feel very excited about this. This is a new era for us.
Yeah.
It's a new era of technology. Got a little tingle from this. And we randomly chose a course, so we have no idea whether it's going to be good or not. Well, actually, we do have some idea. It's got 3.5 stars. So I got to say, I'm really looking forward to this adventure.
And what's the name of the course?
Damn, that's a good question. How do we find that out? This is a good start to the stream, everyone. We don't even know the name of the course that we're playing. Well, I guess we'll find out. Let's click ready. And this is all part of the mystery. We'll find out what the name of the course is just as we play. It'll be like the equivalent of just like, I don't know, getting in an Uber and saying, hey, take me to a golf course.
Hmm.
So you've been playing quite a bit lately?
Yeah, I've been playing quite a bit. Obviously working from home, so have a lot of opportunity to play the golf club.
Nice, nice.
Yeah, I've been playing a lot of the courses on Reddit, so people will post their courses on Reddit. Generally, we'll only have a few dozen plays, so if you play well, you can get the course record, which is nice. Obviously, breaking the course record on a course that's been played hundreds of thousands of times, been played by all the best players, and possibly been played by people who are cheating in some way.
Yeah, you know they are.
Yeah, for a sort of above average but not great player, it's pretty cool to test out these courses and see if you can get the record.
Yeah, yeah.
So this is
Well, this is
Black Pearl Country Club.
Black Pearl, hey? Well, let's have a little look here. We got a little 335 yard, pretty much dead straight par 4 to begin with. Let's give it a crack. Oh dear. Timmy off to a cracking start here. So immediately I can see that there's a tree going straight through this one of the spectator stands to the left,
Yeah.
which is an interesting design choice by the course designer. Oh boy.
Now we've got a 24-yard flop here. And the lob wedge is meant to go 24 yards, but I know that it generally goes further than that. So I'll put a bit of backspin on this one. Try not to swing it too hard.
Oh, look at that.
Pretty good.
That's tasty.
There's a slow down swing there. I find with the flop shots it's better to do the slow down swing than the fast down swing. Fast down swing, you can often hit it way too far.
Got a bit of a rotten putt here. This is
Yeah, I
going to
don't
be
like
rotten.
those.
No, it is not.
Nice one. That was not rotten at all. That was quite good.
It was fresh.
Yes.
Oh, oh. Well, first impressions.
Oh, the course seems nice enough. Seems sort of average difficulty so far. Nothing out of the ordinary.
Yeah.
It's quite a small green though. I might see if I can find out what the course record is. So,
Give ourselves a little target.
yeah. So I'm going to go to add a ghost to our group. I won't actually add a ghost, but That'll give me a chance to see what the highest score is. It'll probably be off the red tees as always, which annoys me. What are we playing off the blue tees? Oh no, it was white, wasn't it? Oh, we're playing off green tees. I remember selecting the white tees, but those tees seem to be green.
Yeah, that is weird. That's got to be a bug because we did select the white tees.
Yeah.
It's on video. All the proof is there. This is no conspiracy theory.
Yeah. When I edit the video, I'll even put it back in. So the record is 8 under, and the record is off the white tees, and the second best score is 3 under off the green. So I'm not sure what's going on with these tees. I don't know why we seem to be hitting off the green tees, but I don't know. Let's see if we can break 8 under. And if we manage to at least break 3 under, maybe we can, and if indeed we are hitting off the green tees, we can say we got the best score off the green tees.
I think it's a worthy quest. Not too bad. I'll have a look at that one. It was a 4. He chose poorly. Oh. Boy.
Is that a bad lie?
No. Just a bad swing.
Stuffed it. Oh yeah.
Hey, nice putt. Well, you're definitely on the road to glory.
At this rate, I'll get 18 under.
Oh no. Yeah, that's true.
This is a really weird fairway.
Yeah, I'm not gonna say that I...
Yeah.
And there's a waterfall that seems to be coming out of nowhere over there.
And there are 2 trees in the middle of the fairway. I'm starting to wonder if the guy who made this, I'm going to assume it's a dude, the guy who made this course just sort of started giving up after a while. When I see 2 trees in the middle of the fairway, that, I don't know, to me that reads as a guy who's given up.
Yeah.
It's not really funny enough to be a joke. You know what I mean? You know, making a nice course and then just putting 2 trees in the middle of the fairway, like, as a joke, it's not that funny. So I've got to think that this guy was in a sort of crestfallen state, at the very least when he finished the course, if not at the beginning.
Maybe, yeah. It does actually take a bit of effort to put trees in the middle of a fairway. Like, I think you have to specifically do it, because if you lay fairway down automatically, I think that it gets rid of them.
Yep, I think that's true.
So, yeah. So,
yes, it's... Yeah,
it's not quite apparent why he's done that.
These greens are really small.
It can be fun to have small greens, but it can also be just a cheap tactic to make the course like sort of artificially more difficult.
Yeah. Nice one.
Thanks. Pretty long par 5 this one.
Yeah. It's hard to keep it on the fairway. 20 yards, flop. That's what I was telling you. If you hit a good pop shot, so you got to underhit it. or lofted up a lot. Had a funny idea earlier. We could post our golf club streams on Pornhub and give them salacious video names.
There's got to be a market out there for this
Yeah.
in the porn industry. Yeah, this is G-rated entertainment.
Mm.
It's wholesome. Oh dear, that was not a good film.
Yeah, they're the worst shots in the game. Those pitches, those long pitches, particularly when the greens are small.
Yeah. Black Pearl Country Club.
Mm. I feel like Black Pearl might be. I don't know why I think this. I feel like it might be some sort of sex euphemism. And if it is, it'll help us get some hits on YouPorn. Let's type in Black Pearl into Urban Dictionary.
Yeah, maybe the course creator is a pervert.
A pervert. Ah. This seems to be pretty wholesome. A black pearl is a sign for freedom. Oh, it's the name of Captain Jack Sparrow's ship. Okay, so it's wholesome Disney.
Of course, of course.
Curse of the Black Pearl. Black Pearl.
Yeah, I don't watch that kind of shit.
I don't either, but I know that one of the movies is called that.
I was kind of joking. I did watch the first one about 20 years ago.
Me too.
It was mildly interesting, I suppose.
I enjoyed it when it came out. I was never tempted to watch the other ones, but it was enjoyable enough.
Hmm. You know the film that I really love?
Mm.
Oh, what nice. The Mummy. Man, that is a good film. When
I
it
never
comes
saw
to
it.
like,
I never saw any of the Mummy films.
it's Brendan Fraser at his best.
Before the fall.
Yeah. Yeah, before the dark period happened.
You've seen Falling Down, right?
It is brilliant.
Have you
Sorry?
seen Falling Down, the Michael Douglas film?
No, I haven't seen that.
Yeah, anyway. It was one of my favourite movies when I was a teenager. I'd seen it like 10 times, and I had some friends over the other night. We watched it. Thought that might have been one of the films you grew up on as well, but it's not. Wow, that was pathetic. I lofted the 2 hybrid down. That was sort of interesting, actually. I lofted that 2 hybrid down, thinking it would go further, but actually went less far.
I'm not going to make the green here. It's 8 feet elevated, and my 3-iron will only get me just there.
Oh, you'll get there.
Alright, let's give it a whack.
Wow.
Oh yeah, okay, so it did get there.
I thought you would get there. That's weird. I don't know why you wouldn't.
I think the elevation of that little bank. Oh no! Oh no. You Brendan Frasered that one.
Yeah.
No, I have absolutely nothing bad to say about Brendan Fraser. I think that, yeah, I don't know what happened. Like he just kind of had a few slow years or something like that. But man, like my childhood is just riddled with, riddled is not probably not the best word, but like it's just you know there's so many good films that he was in. When you think like Encino Man,
Hmm.
um, what was that film where he like went into a vault with his parents and then when he emerged it was like the future? Oh no. That was a great film.
I don't know if I know that one. I don't
It
think I've
has
seen a Brendan Fraser film other than Encino Man. Was he in like Dead Poets Society or something?
he wasn't in Dead Poets, not that I know of.
He might. I'm just thinking he might have had a supporting role in a movie like that in the '90s that I might have seen.
Like he had a few other ones. I'm gonna look him up while we hit some golf balls.
Hmm.
Brendan Fraser. Not smash it. But I never saw the Mummy sequels.
I think I saw The Scorpion King at a friend's house. That's one of the ones that didn't have Brendan Fraser in it. That's when like The Rock um, became the face of the franchise.
Right. Yeah, I never saw that one. That the CGI in that film gets ridiculed as like an example of the worst CGI of all time. It was so bad, in fact, that there was a guy who, or a team maybe of people actually, no, it was a team of CGI artists who went back and digitally enhanced it. Like they
Like,
literally fixed the film. They fixed a scene in the film where the Scorpion King comes out and it looks like something from like Tron. It's such a bad, it's so bad. Oh
did they just do
man,
that for fun and put a bootleg version online?
okay.
Or did
I
they?
think they just did it for fun and just put the clip, put the clip online.
Yeah.
I think you're gonna realise that there's no fairway here. Just have to go for the green. Yeah, what was it? Like he was in George of the Jungle.
Right. I don't think I saw that.
Um, with that was another good one. That was a drama. I actually think it's a bit like Mr. Holland's Opus. You kind of you're choking back tears. Like you got a real lump in your throat.
Was that the one where he's like in the football team or something?
He might have been in a football team. I think he was poor and he was like disadvantaged or something. And then I mean, I don't want to spoil it or anything, but he tries to go to college and it's a pretty old film. He succeeds in getting to college and becoming a doctor, I think, or something like that. And
Right.
this screen is like something out of the fifth level of hell.
This guy was in a really crestfallen state when he made this screen.
Yeah, I'm a bit worried about him. There was so Airheads. Remember
Yeah, I
Airheads?
didn't see
Remember
that either.
Airheads?
I somehow managed to miss every Brendan Fraser film. Even Encino Man, I didn't realize he was in it until someone told. Like I saw it a bunch of times when I was a kid, but it wasn't like someone had to tell me that he was the Encino Man. Like I never picked that up.
Oh,
Like,
okay.
like after he became a familiar face later in the '90s,
Yeah.
somehow I never, in the 2000s, I I didn't realize that he was Encino Man. I thought these were two different people.
Oh.
So yeah, I somehow just, I basically missed out on Brendan Fraser entirely. Yet I still feel like he was part of my childhood in some way, but I never actually saw any of his films.
Yeah, yeah. I don't think I was allowed to watch many of the films when I was, you know, 12, 13 or whatever. I think my parents, they were pretty strict about me watching films. I mean, I probably saw like George of the Jungle and stuff like that, but Yeah, it wasn't until maybe I was about maybe 14 or 15 that I really started watching them.
Hmm.
Although Encino Man I did see when I was probably 11 or 12. That's probably an exception.
Was Sean Astin in Encino Man?
He was.
Yeah.
He was.
And there was another. Who was the other young dude?
Paulie Shaw.
Oh, that's right. Man,
Yeah.
what a cast.
Yeah, exactly. And then of course, you know, Sean Astin would go on to play Samwise Gamgee in The Lord of the Rings, and
Yeah.
yeah, that's basically like the Ben-Hur of like modern film, I guess. You know, what did it get like? It took out all these Academy Awards, 11 Academy Awards or something.
Mm.
Like, yeah, it's just such a good film, and he plays such a good role in it.
He played Rudy as well.
He did. I've never seen Rudy, actually.
I'm actually not sure I saw the whole thing. I probably did when I was a kid. I feel like it was on TV a lot,
Hmm.
and all I remember is that the grand finale is that they let him. Uh, he's on the reserve bench on the football team, and the grand finale is him being let on the field for to play for a few minutes. Like it's not
Oh.
like he makes the starting lineup and scores the winning touchdown or anything. He's just like the, you know, the, the big culmination of the film is just him going out in the field for a few minutes and getting his shot. So I can't imagine what the storyline would have been where that would have been such a huge deal and this guy would have been a household name because it was a true story. But
Hmm.
I don't know, I guess we could find out easily enough. And everyone's chanting Rudy, Rudy, Rudy. Maybe people just liked him. And he really wanted to get in the football team, but he just wasn't that good at athletics. And he works really hard. And at the end, they decide he's just good enough that they can let him on the field for a few minutes, without throwing away the game. Because I don't think he had cancer or anything.
Right.
You know what
Well,
I mean? It
he's
wasn't
not.
that sort of story.
Right. Well, he's not. He's not the fittest guy, in really, like
Do you
I'm
think
pretty
Sean
sure
Astin has
throughout.
always been fat, or do you think he's one of those guys who always his face will always look chubby no matter what weight he is?
Like, it's hard to
I
know.
can't imagine him looking fit.
I mean, obviously he could look thin if he wanted to. He could
I mean,
lose a
anyone
whole bunch
could.
of weight. Yeah.
I guess what I'm saying is I could imagine even if he did lose a lot of weight, his face would not look that different.
Yeah. Some guys just have like that big kind of jaw, like the wide jaw. Whoa, that's
Yeah.
close. And like think about like Robert Mueller, like from the Mueller investigation.
Hmm.
Like he's a pretty thin guy, right?
Hmm.
Like he's kind of old and stuff, but like he's pretty thin. But look at his jaw. Like it's just like he looks like that guy off Family Guy who has like is a really pervy guy again with the big jaw?
Quagmire.
Bergmeier. Yeah. Sorry, with all due respect to Robert Mueller, great guy and everything, but yeah, it might just be just that's just the nature of their face.
I don't know if I didn't follow that Mueller stuff all that closely, but one of the funniest things about it was the whole time that investigation was going on, like everyone knew, Robert Mueller was the head of the investigation, um, and people knew what he looked like, right? And I think no matter what side you were on in that whole thing, like I think everyone just assumed that Robert Mueller was this, just based on you look at the way he looks like he's about 60, but like a healthy 60-year-old. He just looks competent. He looks like he's been around and he knows what he's doing, and he's got a good head on his shoulders. I don't think anyone doubted that. But the first time anyone actually heard him speak in public really was when he had to testify before Congress. Did you see that?
Mm. Yeah, oh yeah, damn. Bloody oath I did. Oh, nice
Yeah, and he
shit.
just seemed like a lost old man. Like he just wasn't the person anyone imagined him to be. Like he didn't know any of the details of the investigation. You got the
He
impression
was
he was like,
mumbling.
yeah. And also it turned out he was like 75 as well. So he probably was
Yeah.
like, he was and is like um, somewhat senile. Um, but yeah, it was just really funny. This guy just, everyone had this very specific impression of what he was like, and he just turned out, yeah, like I said, just based on his social status, the fact he was given that job, and I think also just his appearance, and
Well,
it was all just
yeah. I mean, I was absolutely shocked. You're right. He kept a very low profile, very low profile. Didn't talk very much. Publicly, he seemed quite young. I mean, 75 is not that old. I mean, it seems,
no. I don't think all
yeah.
75-year-olds are senile, but when I saw what he was like during that, when he testified, that
Oh
coupled
yeah,
with
it was.
finding out his age was like felt like quite a revelation. Like you put those two together.
Oh, it was shocking.
Because if he was talking like that and he was 50, you'd be like, oh, he's probably just dumb. Because he was 75, you're like, oh, okay, like his mind might be slowing down a little bit, and he obviously wasn't doing all the legwork on that investigation. Like
Yeah.
whichever people involved in that investigation were the ones who knew the most about it and were the most, aggressively pursuing it. It obviously wasn't him.
Yeah, well, he was hired specifically for the job, and like you say, he's a stand-up guy, has like an impeccable service record. His pedigree, right? Like, and
Mm.
that's what they got him on board for. But yeah, he didn't seem to be across many of the basic. Oh, it's a terrible swing. Um, elements of the of the report.
Mm.
And one thing that was really interesting for me was just, I know we were talking about this the other day, but like QAnon, the conspiracy theory group
Mm.
that's kind of always pushing stuff. When the investigation first started, and when all of that was just sort of kicking off, they thought that he was an inside guy who was working for them.
I remember
Um,
that. Yep.
yeah, and that was really interesting. And then
And
when
the
it
big
turned out
reveal
that,
was that going to be that, like, yeah, he was
oh,
working
nice.
for, he was in Trump's camp the whole time, and he was draining the swamp and what have you.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. But then they were like, oh, once the indictment started coming and stuff up, I'm like, oh, hold on a second, no, that's not right. And then they're like, oh, all along he was against us and just pretending or whatever. Um, they kind of, wrapped it into the narrative. But yeah, I think everyone was trying to make sense of Mueller.
Well, it turns out there was nothing to make sense of. Well, not as far as, not
Yeah,
with him personally, anyway. Like,
yeah.
there would have been, like I said, there would have been other people involved in the investigation who would have.
But just like that whole thing, it's so crazy what has happened in US politics.
Hmm.
Yeah, the president
I'm
was
kind of numb to
impeached.
it.
Well, that's what I was about to say. Like, so it's everything that's been happening. There's so many crazy things, um, and well, none of it is really surprising anymore. And like things happen that are just absolutely crazy. Like, ah, I can't remember his name, but the Iranian general that Trump
Yeah, with
essentially assassinated.
Soleimani.
Yeah, it's just like,
And
oh,
that's like a
okay.
high level political assassination. That's like, it's like if the Iranians murdered Secretary Pompeo or something.
Yeah, exactly.
Or like if they
But no one
murdered
ever
Hillary
talks.
Clinton when she was Secretary of State. It's even worse in a way because this guy was like, he was not just a general, he was like a national hero. Like
Yeah.
he was beloved by Iranians in a way that like even, none of the none of the like politicians are or the ayatollahs or anything.
Mm.
Um, like it's, I can't really think of a, like there's no American equivalent. Actually, funnily enough, after he got assassinated, one of I think it was the some I think it was the Ayatollah. It was one of the top level Iranians said, one of the worst things about this is like you can't. There's no equal retaliation that you can do to it because like America doesn't have heroes like Soleimani. And he said, like, who are you going to assassinate? SpongeBob SquarePants? Like, he literally said that. He said, like, what are you going to do, like, in retaliation? Like, assassinate SpongeBob? Like, America doesn't have any, like, public figures who anyone has any reverence.
Yeah, yeah.
I thought that was pretty funny.
That's yeah, that's true. Oh man, this is something else, of course.
Oh, God.
Need a warm glass of milk.
Get your PJs on.
Mm. Yeah, my PJs at the moment pretty much is what I'm wearing during the day. It's kind of cold at the moment, so I've
Yeah,
just been...
Yeah, I don't really have PJs. I have, like, track pants. I generally make my room as warm as possible so that I don't have to wear pajamas to bed.
or anything.
Huh?
Or anything.
Or anything. I don't have to wear anything if I don't want to.
Oh man, look at that. These grains are filthy.
This guy's having
Sorry,
a laugh.
yeah.
Oh, man.
Like, I like what he's trying to do with the course, I guess. But, yeah.
Sometimes
That's
you
not
see
just
a
because
course
I'm...
that, sometimes you see a course and, it seems like quite a lot of effort has gone into it, but it's got some weird element that, like, that sort of ruin it. And you're like, oh, why would they go to all this effort? And then, essentially...
Yeah, wait till you see the fairway here. And it'll be like a perfect example of
Yeah,
what you're talking about. Just have a look at what is down in the landing area for the driver.
yeah, I can see it's stupid. But then you remember that when you load up the course designer, it auto-generates a course for you straight away. So it's possible this guy just auto-generated a course and then put some dumb shit in it and said, alright, it's done. That's probably what most courses are on the golf club. Now, having said that, it does... I don't know, my gut feeling is that he did quite a lot more than that. But, like I said, you do sometimes forget that these courses can be essentially auto-generated.
Yeah, no, it does. It looks auto-generated. I mean, he's used like the automatically generated fairways and rough, and the bunkers are not shaped and stuff. Yeah, I'm not having a go at the course designer, but um, yeah, it doesn't look like he's done much beyond beyond the auto-generated features. I mean, but at the same time, it's fun to try new courses, and it's kind of like, you've got to just give it a go and see what it's like.
Yeah. And every course is unique. Oh, nice
Oh,
one. And every course is unique. Even if it's like uniquely bad, like... I don't know, just the fact that every course is unique is sort of... you get something out of every course. Man, look at that.
yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's his creation or her creation or their creation, and it's just like, That's a whole world that they've created, really, and you get to kind of be in it and experience it. And that is amazing. The fact that we can play this is amazing, together, like, and it's all pretty streamlined. It all works quite well. I'm still, I'm always still amazed by that.
Hmm. Yeah, and that's why I like this game more than Uncharted. Everyone who plays in Uncharted has the exact same experience as the last person who played it, whereas like this course, there's only one of them.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's not like linear. You can play it and
And
have
there's
a
infinite
totally different
possibilities
experience.
for other courses that might exist in the future.
That's true. Yeah, it's essentially infinite. Man, there's like broken bits of fairway and stuff up the top here. It's, like, it's just so hard to know with a game like this, where, like you say, what would you call it? The opportunity cost is just like
It looks
creating
so
anything.
ugly.
It's filthy. It's it's so lumpy and just the greens are like tee boxes, and yet I'm yet I'm kind of enjoying it as well.
Hmm.
I mean, nothing can beat that one that we played the other day. I wish I could remember it. Name that had like buildings and like sheep everywhere.
Oh, I mean, I'll never remember the name of it, but
I think
even
that's
the
it.
name itself is an absolute mess.
Oh yeah, it was Steven full
Full
stop.
stop.
So if you're listening in here and you want to play the craziest course that I've ever seen by two or three orders of magnitude in this game, look up, just search for Steven full stop, and it was called like Steven dot Toby's Funhouse.
I think that was it.
Yeah,
Yep.
Stephen, because we were
Full
looking to
stop.
play another
Toby's
course.
fun. Toby's with no apostrophe.
No apostrophe, yeah, Toby S, like Tobis.
Hmm.
Um, and yeah, and it was so bad that we had to stop playing it because I was getting motion sick because the frame rate was so extremely low from all of the crap he'd like.
It was struggling to
It
render
just, it was
because there were
struggling to
like
render.
there were like planes flying through the sky, like 20 of them side by side in tandem.
Yeah, there was,
Oh, and
there was
animals everywhere.
so many animals. And there was a hole where at the tee, there's just like a line of 20 cows just staring you in the face.
Yeah.
Stephen,
Um,
Toby's Funhouse.
I'll be back in a minute.
Sure.
I just had to spill some urine.
Nice one.
Um,
Gotta
if
get
you
that
can,
urine out.
yep. If you're keen, after this round, let's play a good course and try and play really well.
Okay. I am trying to play well.
I know, I feel nasty saying it's a bad
No, I'm
course, but
kidding.
like
I'm
this
kidding.
guy knew he was making a. This guy knew he wasn't making a masterpiece. And he's not watching.
Maybe this course is like the Rudy of courses,
Hmm.
or like the course designer. Maybe. Yeah, it's like no, he's never going to make it big, but then one day he's going to publish a course. It's not going to be
Yeah.
a great course, but it'll be like just a bit better than this one,
Well, that's
and
sort of
that'll
the
be
plot
like the
of
equivalent.
Rocky as well. Like the first Rocky, he doesn't win. He doesn't even win the fight. He just wants to go the distance to prove something to himself. In a way, that's more inspirational than the guy who goes out there and
Tech State.
and takes state, becomes the best. Oh man.
We'll watch him throw a football over the mountains. It's the struggle of every person. Everyone's got their own struggles, and they're very hard to them. So it's very easy to relate to.
Yeah.
You look at players like Tiger Woods and stuff, and when he was playing really well, a struggle for him would be dropping a shot over 3 holes or something, and you'd be like, "Damn, Tiger, I hope he gets better." But he's playing like 2.4 times better than the next person
Hmm.
in in the field. But then later on, when he, basically had a complete meltdown with his life, you're like, hey, I hope he gets better. You're rooting for him to kind of get back and get back in the saddle and achieve his former glory. So it's like I guess challenges are just relative, really.
Also, the comeback is always. I mean, one of the reasons you get invested in sport as a viewer is, and you get invested in the personal narrative, in the sort of narratives of these players' lives, and the comeback story is always way much more exciting than the person who starts winning and never stops.
Yeah, there's nothing exciting about that. You'd love a comeback story.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Like, I didn't particularly like Tiger when he was the best in the world. I didn't hate him, but I was never rooting for him.
Hmm.
But now he's like the. I mean, the moment the press started saying, like, there was a period for a few years where, I think you remember this, I probably used to share the stories with you, but once every 6 months or a year, there'd be a very high profile op-ed in a sports magazine or maybe even, some prestige newspaper, just talking about how, like, Tiger is finished and, all of his fans who think he's just a few months away from fixing his back, fixing his swing, and being number one again. Like, these people are delusional. They need to get with it.
Hmm.
So, that's when I started rooting for him because I was one of those people. I always felt there was a chance he would come back, and that if he did come back and if he fixed his back, that he could be number one again.
Hmm.
And I also thought that if that did happen, that would be, that'd be inspirational to watch. So yeah, now I've gone from being indifferent to Tiger to being his biggest fan.
Yeah, but when the naysayers came along, that's when you really kind of think, hey,
Yeah,
you really wanted to go well again.
yeah,
And everyone had an opinion about him.
yeah.
Like, oh, it's all because of this. Oh, it's all because he thinks with his dick and all this kind of stuff. You're like, it's more complicated than that.
Mm.
And his father passed away and stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, he
How
was
many years ago was
directionless
that?
for a
It must
while
have
as
been.
well. Yeah, because his whole life was based around.
I can't remember if that was when he was not playing well or whether it was during the comeback. But
No, his dad died quite a while ago, so maybe I'm gonna look it up. I'm
Anyway,
gonna
I
say
guess
it
he
was
had a lot
around
going on in life
2012
at
or
that time.
something, maybe 2015.
Do
I
you
read his
remember the
dad's
Nike
book
ad
when I was a kid.
that he did, like
Oh
the
man, he died
apology
in
ad?
2006. So Tiger was still, he was still dominating golf for a few years after that, or maybe only one or
Hey,
two.
can you hear me?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Can't
Hello?
hear anything coming through the mic, sorry.
Oh. Can you hear me? Hello? 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 Hello?
Hey, you there?
Yep, can you hear me? Hello? 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 Hello?
Well, I guess if we're still recording, then it's up to me to carry the flame for the rest of this stream. Well, here we are. It's just me, my own voice, and Yuri, who is here in spirit and here in terms of playing the game, but no longer on voice comms. Damn, that was a bad shot. Well, I gotta say, it's been fun. It's been an adventure, a crazy ride. This course, Black Pearl Country Club, but I'm going to be pretty glad to be to be finished with this, if we're being completely honest. Oh, and it appears that in fact Yuri's voice is being picked up in the broadcast, but I can't hear him. We have no idea what the other person's saying. Ah, it'll edit out.
Hello? Hello? Yeah. Yeah.
I might take this opportunity to mention that about 15 minutes ago in the stream I broke wind loudly. Loudly enough that it would have been picked up, so yeah, there's a little Easter egg for anyone who is listening in, and especially for Yuri who I can't hear his response to me right now. But yeah, it's in there and it's real. I did do that live on the stream, so you can look forward to that. Well, there you have it. Black Pearl Country Club by Amtrak 99, 56 plays. Look, I'm gonna give you 3 stars for that one. And this is me signing off. Thank you for this round, Yuri, and I'll see you in the next video.